What is up, Cahir Club, and welcome back to another CahirLIVE live stream. How goes it? I hope everybody's weeks have gotten off to a great start. Hello, hello. Hello, Brugger. Hello, Nell. Hello, Aimwise. How goes it? How goes it? I hope you've been well. But yeah, today we are continuing on with our Regice shiny hunt. Of course, a couple of weeks ago, we were drilling on with it, and now we are almost at 2k encounters, which is quite the large number. But still under odds at day's end. So, especially with, I feel like we've got quite lucky with other hunts recently. So we'll see how this goes. You've actually been great. Hell yeah, glad to hear it. Kepler, doing okay? Hell yeah. Excited for when you hit 20k resets. I'm not. Wait. No, I've lied, haven't I? No, I'm not. Okay. I was worried then for a moment that I'd put in, like, at 18k resets. Because I'm bad with decimals when it comes to big numbers. Unless I did that on... No, yeah, okay. You successfully tricked me. You threw me for a loop, as they say. But yeah, let's hop into the hunt, I think. Yeah, glad to hear you've been well. Alright. Let me just pull up the tabs necessary. Also, Kepler, I've been talking with Rob about this, but I think a certain series might be continuing after Crystal. So if you say, wanted to catch up with a specific Cohen region, might be a good time. I'll probably mention more for everybody else who's interested about the midpoint of our Crystal run. But it's a fun series. I'm looking forward to coming back. Hey, hello, Rabbit Thor. How goes it? I hope your week's been going well so far. And Felix, hello. I hope you've been well as well. But yeah, we're back with Regice today. Oh, it's blue. Maybe it will be shiny. Anyway. By the way, if/when Worm joins the stream, you either ask them when the Pokemon campaign will be ready, or ask them about Broker Blast. Noted. I will try to remember that. We'll see. I went to get a Pepsi for dinner. We keep our fizzy drinks in the freezer in the shed. Not sure what the logic is there, but that's just a thing. It's how we've always done it. But I had to take like something from the house into the shed, and it was raining as well. So like I had to go through the rain to get to the shed, put the thing back, went back, got inside, forgot the Pepsi. Just about to finish your new and refurbished BDSP team? Only one of it is your Torterra, as opposed to multiple Torterras. I think that's the best BDSP team. How? 4 letters. ADHD. I walk through a door, my brain gets reset. It's an innate skill. You got the second gym badge and Shining Pearl? Hell yeah! You concluded where you're gonna hunt next? Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. You walk through a door. What are we talking about? More or less. More or less. I don't even need to walk through a door. I can just forget. Alright. Team is Torterra, Horchcrow, Electivire, Magmortar, Rhyperior. Oh, those are a good 3 choices. I don't know. I feel like trade Pokemon end up getting less love because they're harder to get, but I do enjoy using them. They're very cool. I'm a big Electivire fan, honestly. And a Ludicolo who's a bit more green. I think he might have a terminal disease or something. Is it a bug? Yeah, it's a bug. You should release it. I always feel bad for the post like that, because, like, while there's, like, a solid 63% chance that they're actually fake, and the person does know what a shiny is, and they're just trolling, knowing someone will bite, there's that chance that that's not what happened. And a child who doesn't know what a shiny is will look back on that post for the rest of their life with regret. Alright. Speaking of D&D, what's it called? Speaking of D&D, I've been continuing. I've been continuing to play recently. One of my mates has been running a... What's it called? Not a one-shot, because it's multiple sessions. And that scheduling thing has occurred. Well, like, we were like, alright, we'll do it again on Sunday. And then, one of my friends was like, oh no, I'm not actually free Sunday. Like, on Saturday. And then he joined VC, Sunday evening and was like, oh yeah, no, apparently, I am free today. And we just didn't play it. The classic, you know? The typical, the usual. Alright, you're kidding, obviously. You saw a child post on Twitter that they reset Emerald when their mudkit was purple. Yeah, no, that is painful. Mini campaign, yeah, more or less. I don't know, I feel like 3-shot should probably be the top. Because it's more or less just a 3-session campaign. But I think soon after that, we'll be continuing on with, like, an actual campaign, which will be cool. Run by a different player, who's only DM'd 1-shot so far, so that'll be fun to see. It'll be nice to, like, actually play D&D again. I've got my dice on my desk from the session. The randomly occurring dice. No, where's my D6? Where's my... Oh, is it at the bottom? No, it's here. Let them know you said good luck. I shall. Alright, let me... Ugh. I don't know why I put this in my hand. Because, what's it called? I've already done it. I've already done the thing that I knew was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen the moment I picked up this dice. And that is distract myself with it. Completely lose my train of thought because I've been rolling it around my hand too aggressively. Been focusing on it too much. That or just drop it on the floor. It's just fun to roll, you know? It's like a metal dice. Feels nice in the hand, you know? If the Regis are in Pokemon Horizons, I wonder what they'll sound like. I mean, they appeared in the anime recently, so, I guess, they'll probably sound similarly to that, right? Do I know about the DS sounds item in BDSP? It's amazing. You can have the DS sounds playing instead of the BDSP ones. Oh, like the GB sounds in Heart Gold Soul Silver. Do I have that already? They have, you didn't notice. Yeah, they appeared late on in Journeys. Go had to catch... Yeah, Go had to fight a few of them, from what I remember. I think he caught Regieleki, actually. It was like to help them get Mew or something. But yeah, Horizons has been good so far. The 3rd episode aired on Friday. And seems to be getting into it. It was interesting because Liko mentioned, like, she started off at school, basically. She started off going to, like, the Indigo Academy, which is, like, the Indigo Plateau, Indigo Pokemon League. But, like, there's a school there, apparently. Horizons is the new anime. Yes, it is. It's the new anime without Ash. With, Liko and Roy. But, yeah, so I guess minor spoilers, for that, but, like, it's nothing, like, huge. It's nothing, like, plot ruining. Just the fact that, like, she starts off going to a school in the Indigo Academy, and, of course, for the adventure to begin, she has to stop. What was it called? No brains. Like, the first episode ends with, like, a long break. I'm guessing, like, summer or Easter or something. And you're like, oh, okay. So the series will just take place in that break, and maybe there'll be a bit where she goes back. But no, she's actively acknowledged the fact that she's going to be doing remote learning. I just find that interesting, because it's just weird to see, like, modern stuff brought up like that, you know? Like, of course it makes sense that remote learning's a thing, you know? It's just surprising to see it properly acknowledged. It's definitely an anime of the times, if that makes sense. I mean, a lot of the characters are walking around with Rotom iPads. Which, on one hand, I'm still concerned about the ethics of Rotom devices. On the other hand, it's cool to see, like, the world building, you know? To, like, see the Pokemon world be like that. I hope if there's another Detective Pikachu movie, they'll include, No, wait, there is going to be another Detective Pikachu, isn't there? I'm certain that they've acknowledged the fact that there will be. But I hope that they have Rotom phones in that. Just because I feel like at this point, they want that to be, like, a part of the world, you know? So it makes sense if, like, they did, you know? You just go to them hotels near the Valor Lakefront, and in one room there's a guitarist who'll give you the item, assuming you've beaten the hardest boss in cinematic history. Yeah, no, they beefed Cynthia up. They did a good job with that. I had to spend ages just grinding in the Grand Underground to get my team ready for the boss fight there. I remember in Platinum once, I used a Gengar with a Quick Claw and Destiny bonded Garchomp. Like, Quick Claw came in clutch and I got the Destiny bond off. So Garchomp nuked itself. And that was probably one of my most satisfying takedowns of a battle. It's just a well-designed team. It's funny going off of Cynthia and Volo as final bosses of games. Or I guess maybe that's an unfair way of putting it. Cynthia was like the last champion before Scarlet Violet. The next champion is Geeta, who really doesn't have a well put together team. Like, Geeta's cool. In the sense that I feel like she's a horrible person. But, her team is just not it. Like, I feel like it could be it with some minor tweaks, but... Like, at Day's End, I wasn't really expecting Scarlet and Violet to be that much of a challenge to begin with. It's clear the focus is more on the open world. Yeah, it's clear the focus is more meant to be on the open world of the game than, the actual... brain fart. Yeah. No, yeah, it's clear, my brain isn't fucking working. No, I got this, watch. It's clear that Scarlet Violet's focus is meant to be on, like, the world and catching Pokemon, instead of the battles, but it's still a shame to see Geeta as, like, the final trainer to fight. Not the final trainer, but, like, the Pokemon League champion, who's meant to be, like, a really powerful trainer, have just such an underwhelming team Favorite region? Definitely Alola. I really like Alola's vibes. Alola's got them impeccable vibes. And I like it because even though it's like technically a smaller region, it still feels very large. It's got a lot of cool stuff in it. Hoenn takes the cake for you. That's fair. Hoenn's also a very cool region. Although I do kind of agree that there are a couple too many water routes. I feel like the issue with water routes lies in the fact that there's just not enough variety with them, though. They just kind of all... what's it called? Blend together. Not gonna lie, you kind of miss Pokemon games being like Sword and Shield. If open world Pokemon games are gonna run with Atari graphics, I love Let's Go because of, not nostalgia blinded. I mean, impeccable graphics, yes, totally. I mean, Let's Go do have really good graphics. I feel like Scarlet Violet's bigger issue is just the fact that they were, like, underbaked. I mean, yeah, that's... yeah. I feel like, gameplay-wise, though, I don't know, I don't care that much about graphics. Generally. I'd rather them craft a fun experience. Obviously, we should have both. They're a AAA company. But like... if I had to pick one, I'd rather good gameplay. I think Scarlet and Violet have some of the best gameplay in the franchise, up there with Legends Arceus. Especially like the departure from a formula that everybody was saying is getting stale, you know? Like, everyone was complaining about how stale the formula was getting, and then they went along with Scarlet and Violet, and instead of focusing on any of its positive aspects, it was just its issues, which is fair, but still a shame because it means, like, the things it's done right are just being overlooked. For you, water routes suck because of the encounter spam. You can give them variety such as river, underground, cave, etc. That is true. But I don't know, I still feel like just large body of water. Especially in Hoenn, because it's all ocean, you know? Like... what was it called? No brain today. Yeah, I can't really tell the difference between any of the Hoenn routes. They're all just the same, in my head. Like, I think a lot of other areas are cool. Thought Tree City is one of, like, the most unique concepts of a city, along with Zootopolis. There are some very memorable locations, but that, like, last part of the game is very underwhelming in comparison to, like, Univert, you know? In comparison to, like, Ultra Sun and Moon. Where, like, there's actually interesting stuff to bite into, rather than surf, 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 island, surf, dive, cave, surf, surf, you know? How many deaths did I have in the Ultra Sun Moon Nuzlocke? You can just say deaths. You don't have to use the skull emoji. This ain't TikTok. You just battled Cyrus, and you've had 9. I cannot remember how many losses I had. It was a decent handful. I don't tend to count though. I've had none so far in my Crystal one though. My Crystal one has actually gone pretty fine, which I'm sure some people will be surprised to hear. But I will rub it in their faces all the same. You're surprised that your Baneri didn't evolve. Baneri is characterized on the fact that it has weirdly low friendship. Like, Baneri has the same base friendship as legendaries. Like, it's got the fury of imprisoned gods. Pokemon! Hello, ghosts! How goes it? I hope you've been well. We are Regice hunting. 'Tis a Regice hunting kind of day. Also an awesome raid counter in Scarlet Violet. I mean, there are a few. Is this a new one? Oh yeah, Inteleon on Friday, innit? Which will be pretty cool. It's just another rapid fire raid though. I feel like we're gonna run out of yeah, I feel like we're gonna run out of raid Pokemon to do. Wait, what? The Inteleon raid in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is gonna be on Friday. It is Ice type. So Iron Hands, Goldango, stuff like that will probably be a good bet. On Friday you were acing tennis courts and a year 7 of the distance called you Zac Efron. You'll take that as a compliment. No, yeah, that is kind of a compliment in the grand scheme of things. I don't really see how that's an insult. A surprisingly uncharacteristically bad insult for a year 7. You lost to Jupiter? Oh no. I mean, you have Turtwig and Baneri, right? I guess that's the issue, because our Skuntank has a Flamethrower, doesn't it? So it's got multiple moves that'll be super effective against Turtwig, and Baneri, I'm guessing, won't be able to do much. Does Cheryl still give you the Soothe Bell at the end of a turn of Forest in Diamond and Pearl? BDSP, sorry. So I feel like that might be a Platinum only thing. No, she does not. Despicable. How mean of her. Needlessly rude. That would really help you evolve your Baneri. Alright. How do your 7s go from scrawny little children begging the teachers for lunch money? These absolute units just throwing junk around in the yard with a minimum of 59 your mum jokes in an hour. Yeah, apparently they consistently see shit over the summer. Maybe they will have like a prophetic dream. That molds them into the person they need to be. Or maybe it's just the title. You know, like, trying to remember the phrasing. I mean, yeah, maybe just the title of Year 7 fills you with bloodlust. It's like a curse. Right. But yeah, Inteleon raid, so I feel like Goldango will be one of the best bets for that. Rather simple Band-Aid with Metal Sounds and the other thing. Although I guess there's a risk it might have a counter to steel types. String Cheese Man is good at everything. String Cheese Man is good at everything. Which I guess is good for it being the 1000th Pokemon. Like, I like how they actively, like, made it very deserving of the 1000th Pokemon title, you know? Like, I feel like Goldengo is the only Pokemon at a specific number that actually kind of lives up to it having an important number as, like, its dex entry. Yeah, Emball's the 500th. So, like, I guess it is a starter Pokemon. But a lot less whelming being a third firefighting starter compared to Goldengo, with a unique ability that stops it from taking damage from not taking damage, that stops it from being hit with status moves. Alright. Pays me to think that people actually call Hydreigon... Oops. Hydreigon? Hydreigon. Right. I don't know, I ain't an etymologist. I saw a podcast recently talking about the pronunciation of nuclear, or nuclear. And after that, I've lost any consistency in how to pronounce nuclear. So, Shinx gives 1 attack EV, and Shinx is in the first route. That might help. That might help beef up your Baneri. And a lot of battles will help it evolve sooner as well. I always remember the friendship checker in the original Diamond and Pearl. Yeah, I always remember the friendship checker in the original Diamond and Pearl. The Poké Chat. Because I always used to like tapping it and seeing how much my Pokemon liked me. Do you actually know that Electros is the only Pokemon that has no weaknesses? Yep, because it's electric type with Levitate. But I feel like if you see its use, I wonder how good it actually is outside of that trait. Hi guys, you've been here but making dinner. Understandable, Rob. I hope you've been well. I hope you've been well. And additionally, Iono uses a Miss Magius, which of course has Levitate, and she then terastallizes it to electric type, which obviously means that it also has no weakness. It's funny that Miss Magius is her actual ace when what's it called? When like the Belly Bolt announcement trailer made it appear that that was her ace. Snorlax, hello! I hope your week's gone off to a good start. Like, get this, Shedinja Electric Terror with a balloon. Indeed, yes, that has seen use, actually, I believe. People have been doing that. Which kind of means that you need a Shedinja counter now. Because if you have, like, Burn... yeah, if you have, Burn, sandstorm, poison. Anything that, like, do a little bit of damage. But isn't, like, an actually, like, proper move. That's, like, the best thing. I mean, Shedinja's always seen play. Because of its typing. No, because of its ability. Because if you're not ready for a Shedinja, you're screwed. And can just help stall out the battle. Electros, you could do everything me, Terra Electric. I mean, Terra Electric does know who Electros is, because Electros has Terra Electric. It's in the game. But if the opponent is a kid that doesn't set up, I mean, yeah, if you have a battle with, like, a sibling or something, or a parent who doesn't know what that is, bring out the air balloon Terra Electric Shedinja. And I'm sure you'll take the victory there. I mean, you might not. The issue with Shedinja is it's not actually that powerful, is it? If you're fighting the wrong Pokemon, you might not be able to do enough damage before the battle ends in a stalemate. You just realised that Shedinja isn't in Gen 9. Yeah, it is. It is, right? Oh, it's not, is it? No, I think that's only on Showdown, actually. I don't know, I've heard rumour about Terra Electric Shedinja. I wonder if it'll be in the DLC, and if added, if they'll do something about its Terra type to make Wonder Guard not as broken. And I think because of that, that would make sense. I'd like to see Pokemon in the DLC that have Terra types by default that aren't their normal types. Like, imagine if Delmise at least had a chance to be Terra Grass, you know? I think that'd be quite interesting. Because it's a Ghost Steel type. No. No, it isn't. It's a Ghost Grass type. I apologize. Delmise is a Ghost Grass type. I think it'd be interesting if add Terra Steel. Because it's not actually a Steel type. But I think that... Are we back? Have we returned? Like, yes, okay, cool. I hope my live chat doesn't stay behind the chat on screen, because that would be rather dumb. Okay. But yeah, I feel like there are more interesting things that could be done with Terra types than there are currently, you know? And would enjoy seeing it. But I'm sure we'll get some cool Terra type stuff in the DLC. With it being the DLC. Like how Calyrex was blue when it Dynamaxed. Because it Dynamaxes off of its own power instead of Eternatus's. Which I think is a pretty cool thing. A pretty cool little feature. Alright, I'm going to take a drink quickly. You guys make sure you're all staying hydrated as well. Hail hydration. Yeah. Hydration would be good. Probably better phrasing there, so please Captain America, though. I'm sure he wouldn't be too chuffed. Should you hunt Rotom? Can you hunt Rotom? I thought Rotom doesn't appear until post-game in BDSP. It appears main game in Platinum, but I don't think it's until post-game in that. Which is a shame. Alright. I don't know, I've said it before, but I'll say it again. I feel like Rotom's a weird case. Because it did start off as like an almost legendary Pokemon. Being that in Diamond and Pearl, it's post-game, a post-game static encounter. In Platinum, it's just a static encounter. Black and White, it's a trade. You trade a Ditto for a Rotom. Which, don't know if it's in Black and White too, actually. But, X and Y, it's only in the bins on Thursday. Which is an intriguing mechanic. Then... how was it called? Well, yeah, then next was... surely it appears in Auras somewhere. Does it? I feel like it probably does, because it's Auras, you know? Pokemon... Rotom. Alright. Oh, no, it's not an Aura. Surprising. But yeah, and then in Sun and Moon, it's not in Sun and Moon. It's an Usum. But I think after that point... yeah. Usum, I think it's, Island Scan, which means you need to scan a QR code for it. But then Sword and Shield comes along, and all of a sudden it's just in the wild. Why did it say trade migrate from another game with BDSP? There's no way in hell Rotom's not available in BDSP. Yeah. Okay, maybe there's other inaccuracies there, but... now I'm worried. Yeah, I know it's post-game for BDSP. But I feel like I'm being lied to. Pokemon Database is generally a good site, but I'm starting to wonder if it's actually good for other information. Okay, yeah, you don't. Rotom's not available in Infinite Fusion. Infinite Fusion? Wrong one. I mean, maybe Surge has a Rotom in Infinite Fusion, but best of luck with Surge in Infinite Fusion, Kepler. But, yeah, it just feels like a less rare Pokemon nowadays, you know? Like, they really kind of stripped away its almost legendary status. Hopefully Bird plus Sandshrew works. Huh. Yeah, Infinite Fusion seems cool. What I mean seems, I played it. I played it back when it was, like, first released. It wasn't even completed. They didn't even have all the gyms in it. Same happened with Zoro, actually. It used to be effectively mythical, then got instantly downgraded. Yeah. Zoro didn't have the build-up, though. Zoro was just, like, really rare. Event exclusive in Black and White. A single gift in Black and White 2. And then X and Y and Auras, you could just get them off the street. And then in Usum, it's by a school. Yeah, no, they still did Zoroark dirty. It's just Rotom had that status for a bit longer. And it seems Spiritom's lost it now as well. And Spiritomb maintained that rare status for a while. Like, Spiritomb, like, remained as, like, an almost legendary Pokemon. Where, like, in every game it appeared, you actively had to leap through some kind of hoop to get it. Until Scarlet Violet. At which point you no longer have to do anything to get it, it's just in the wild. In, like, a secluded area. With secluded areas, plural. In fact, I used it to get Curse on my Fuecoco in my Fuecoco solo run. Sandbird hard counters Pika Diglett? Hell yeah. I don't know, it's a shame to see Spiritomb go in that sense, though. Because Spiritomb was kind of just the last of those kind of, like... I keep on wanting to say pseudo-legendaries, but they're not pseudo-legendaries, you know? Almost legendaries, I guess, is, like, the only other thing I can call them. Just Pokemon that technically aren't legendaries, because, you know, you can breed Spiritomb and Rotom and Zoroark, but, like, for at least a bit, they were, like, very close to it. The rest non-legend Pokemon per generation, hardest to obtain. Yeah, more or less. You're gonna laugh when String Cheese Man is in Route 2 in Gen 10. I mean, I feel like Goldengo's an interesting case. Because Goldengo's like a midpoint between... like, Spiritomb... Or I guess Zora of the past, Zora in Gen 5 and Zora in current gens, you know? In the sense that... Gimmighoul's everywhere. So you can get its pre-evolution really easily. It's just you have to grind a lot to evolve it. I'm sure if you, like, reset correctly, you could probably get it to evolve pretty quick. Because there's, like, a slight... Basically, all the Gimmighoul in the world, chest, no chest, whatever, they have, like, a specific percentage chance of respawning every day. I think it's, like, 5% for, the chest ones, and a lot higher for the roaming ones. So you could, like, just reset over and over again, and probably get a Goldengo before the first gym. I guess that's not a good measuring stick in the sense that you can go around the whole region before you go to the first gym. But you know what I mean. Alright. The 3D shiny Garchomp isn't bad, please don't ban you. I mean, I'm not gonna slay you for your opinion, but it does kind of just look the same. Alright. Sandbub Sweep, he is a god. Level 18 versus level 29 Pokemon. Yo. 3D is better. Is it? Fact check time. Pokemon Garchomp. Let's go Cerebi, because Cerebi uses the 3D models. Scarlet Violets. Oh, I guess the difference is more visible. It's more obviously a more muted colours. It's definitely, like, not, you know, looks the same type beat. I mean, I can't really say much myself when I'm hunting for Regice, can I? I think that would be throwing stones in a glass building. To be like, how dare you like Garchomp for being a barely different shiny. Anyway, guys, hopefully we can get shiny Regice soon. That'd be really cool. That'd be great. I incremented a little bit too early then, I'm gonna be real. Pokemon on Let's Go mode don't fight shinies, right? They do not. Which means it's a good way to check for shinies by sending the Pokemon out in Let's Go mode. You are unsure if a Pokemon is shiny or not, just have a Pokemon in Let's Go mode, attack them, and if they just ignore it, it's shiny. Probably. I mean, always round. If that happens, it's then good to just go into the battle anyway. Okay, good, because you've been using that to check every now and again since the game came out. No, yeah, that is indeed a method. I used it to figure out my Slowpoke was shiny, actually. I'm still mad about that hunt. I just wonder if there were any more shiny Slowpoke that I managed to miss because I didn't twig that the shiny was so close to the original. Right. At least it's like one way of checking if a Pokemon's shiny. In comparison to the fact that it's impossible to tell. Well, not impossible to tell. There's no, like... There's no proper indication in the overworld, other than the color change. I just think it would have been better even if it just had, like, the Let's Go sparkle effects. I remember when I was hunting for, Squirtle in... Yeah, I remember hunting for Squirtle in Let's Go, and always, like, getting sidetracked because some Pokemon looked like they were sparkling even though they weren't. I've already gone up to 371, I just incremented twice. And did you know there's something waiting for you at Weshurst Station? No! There's not. I decided there's not. There can't be. Impossible. I should probably do another playthrough of Sword at some point to actually finish it. Because I just didn't. Okay, please, the trains have been out of commission for years now. The economy is in shambles. I'm sure they can move a Slowpoke themselves. I just incremented again when I didn't need to. I think? Did I? Am I actually on the right number? I overestimate government work. I do. I do, actually. Especially since like, Gala's based on England. Based on, England and Scotland. Like... A drop of snow hits the English rail system, the whole thing shuts down. Cancellations across the board. All the trains have, like, exploded. Regice bins have not been taken out since 2020. Oh no. Wedgehurst in shambles. How is the UK like Texas with snow? What the fuck? I thought you were used to it. We should be. On paper, we should be. And like generally, we're pretty fine with it, you know? We have like trucks to salt the roads. We have central heating. It's like the actual like temperature isn't the issue, but the train systems shut down. They cannot cope. For whatever reason, the moment the weather gets a little bit out of the ordinary, the train systems just basically shut down. Did I get that alarm yesterday? I did! I did get the alarm yesterday. It was very fun. It's exciting to know that we're all ready for a nuclear apocalypse now. Oh wait, we need to talk more about the alarm. I've had a great idea. Your family is all with 3 Mobile, so they didn't get it? Why is 3 Mobile exempt from the nuclear war? Why is the government deemed people with 3 Mobile don't deserve to live? You being the only survivor in the event of a nuclear war. Yeah, exactly. Precisely that. That's just hard. That's just not swell at all. Unbelievable the government would do this. Yeah, it wasn't what I expected though. Like, the noise. I don't know what I was expecting with the noise, but, like, it still kind of took me off guard. Like, I was expecting it, and it still made me jump. But it's not like I was watching the phone then again, is it? It's not like I was like, oh boy, it's almost 3 PM, and pulled my phone out, just staring at it for 10 minutes, waiting for the alarm. It was more like 2:59 as well. Unbelievable. Surprised it wasn't late, honestly. I feel like that's the biggest surprise there, is it was early instead of late, you know? Good job they tested it. I think the funniest thing that could have happened is a nuclear war happened about 5 minutes after. Because then another alarm would have gone through. But everyone would have been like, oh, it was a second test. No, for real, I wouldn't have even been mad. Exactly. Comedic timing. Precisely that. Precisely that. It just would have been funny, you know? It would have been a nice last few moments to spend my life as I'm just like laughing at the nuclear cloud before I get incinerated. Alright. Your shiny guard jump fix would be that it's tinted more green. I feel like that's a controversial decision. I like green. Green's cool. But I feel like a lot of people don't like green. I just think they should have colored it like shiny Gibble. Like, I think that's an easy fix for guard jump. It's just give it shiny Gibble's colors. And then boom. You won. You did it. You made a shiny for guard jump everybody likes. Oh, you're hunting Gibble in Wayward Cave? Wait. Don't you only get Gibble after strength in BDSP? Oh, no, you're hunting for it in the underground, aren't you? Nice. Oh, I got a 6. That's crazy. That's bonkers. I should probably be careful, actually, with my omnidirectional mic. That's kind of loud. You're not hunting Gibble because your starter. Oh, that makes sense. That is understandable. Alright. Himalaya City's got a good theme. I guess Himalaya's also a pretty memorable city. I was, like, mentioning memorable cities earlier. Like, Hoenn. Hoenn just has a lot of them. Pacific Logtown's another one, now that I think about it. Like, just in general, Hoenn's good for locations. Like, what other regions have, like, actually memorable... properly, like, memorable city locations? I think Himalaya's a good one, because Himalaya is, again, like a waterbound city, but it's got a very unique... it's got a very unique, aesthetic. And that's why you never use Garchomp, because you picked Torterra or plan on using Gliscor. Ah, understandable. I'd recommend it. Garchomp's cool. But yeah, memorable towns. What's it called? I feel like Alola's got a couple. Not many. Because it doesn't have that many, like, actual towns, if that makes sense. But, Seafolk Village is a memorable one. And, of course, Po Town. Because Po Town is an entire town that is an evil team's base, which is pretty cool. And it's the best evil team's base, which makes it even better. Balloonly, I'd say, because it's got a very unique aesthetic. It's a good one. Oh, okay. And then... there's not really any in Scarlet Violet, I don't think. Yeah, the very foresty one is Balloonly. Then, like, kind of backtracking from Gen 7s and 8. Gen 6, I'd say the closest thing it's got is Anastar City, but I don't think Anastar City is a unique city in itself. I think it's just the sundial, you know? I think the only thing that Anastar has going for itself is the sundial. That's what makes it unique. It's not anything it does on its own. It's just the fact the sundial's there, you know? I guess it's got Reflection Cave, which is a very unique area. But overall, it's not got any, like, standout towns. Gen 5, I've already mentioned Himalaya. Other than that, I don't know, I'm inclined to give Nacreon City a gas up. Because of the train, like, the trains and warehouses being its, like, main thing. Like, I think that's a very interesting idea for it. I guess Castelia ought to get a shout-out, at least. I skipped Lumiose, but, yeah, I skipped Lumiose in Gen 6. Because I feel like big towns have become, like, common for Pokemon games now. They always have, like, a very, like, large area. And they kind of echoed it with Morville as well. But I feel like Castelia at least deserves a mention because it was the first of its kind. You know, it was the first big town like that. And Village Bridge. I cannot forget Village Bridge. Village Bridge is one of the best places in any Pokemon game ever. You're planning to hunt the Forg? Hell yes, Croagunk. Good choice, good choice. But yeah. Trying to, like, go up around Unova. In my head. I'd say Opelucid isn't standout in itself, but is standout in the fact that it's got a different form between black and white version, you know? Like, the fact that it's a completely different city depending on the version is quite a unique mechanic that we haven't seen since. I feel like Black and White and Sun, Moon, and Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon are like the best games when it comes to version differences. I think. Although I would also say that Sword and Shield are decent when it comes to version differences as well, with the gym leaders. But yeah, I think Black and White 2 are definitely like the peak of making the two versions distinct. I guess Accumula Town also deserves a shout out for being the first starting city. The only starting city, actually. Now that I think on it. Because since Black and White 2 was like the last time we actually got like a big place to start in. X and Y, you start on like a street, basically, like a single street of a town. And then from then on, you barely even start in a town, you know? Sun and Moon, you start on the outskirts of Icky Town and Howley City. Sword and Shield, you start in like a town of 2 houses on the outskirts of Wedgehurst. Postwick, yeah. Legends Arceus, you start in a cabin in the middle. You start on a dock in the middle of nowhere, near a cabin. So I feel like you've already been beaten to the punch, Kepler. Gen 11, you guys have a starting region? And then we downgraded again in Scarlet Violet, where, like, again, it's 2 houses on a path towards an actual an actual civilization. But it's weird how we like went from, we kind of like built up, you know. All of a sudden, my brain doesn't work. No, in fact, not even like all of a sudden. It's just like starting towns stayed like the same size for the whole thing. And then in Black and White 2, they were like, what if we started in a city? And then you never start in, like, an actual place again. Gen 12, you start in a box. Gen 12, you start in the first gym. The first gym is a box. You jump out with a battle bus to decide your starting location. Yeah, no, definitely that one. But yeah, I hope Gen 12's got an actually cool starting location. I feel like it'll be in the middle of nowhere again, though, because the middle of nowhere is a good place to set up, like, an open world game. Because it can, like, nicely limit the first place you visit. Like how Breath of the Wild limits you to the Great Plateau. Scarlet Violet limits you to, like, Route 1, and then, like, that first, like, south area where there's more to explore, and soak in the fact that it's an open world Pokemon game, but there's, like, there's, like, training wheels. The training wheels are on. In the far future of 2033, Gen 42 starts in the intergalactic void. Far future, 2033, hmm? Is that the far future, Kepler? Or is that in a decade? Yes, it's just as far away as 2012 was. You didn't have to put it like that. You just didn't. And 2012 may as well have been the dinosaurs. In what world? News just in. Kepler was born in 2013. Too young for YouTube, Kepler. Unbelievable. You need to be 13 to have an account. Not impressed with the progression of time. Okay, in that case you've lost subscriber. No! Kepler, I'm sorry. You were born in at least 2010. Or I guess at most? Because saying at least implies like that's the smallest number. But at most would make it the biggest. Right. Right. No brain function. Okay, I think in lieu of no brain function, I'm gonna go to the toilet. I'll be right back. And once we are back, we'll continue plodding on with the hunt. So be sure to stay tuned. And we are back. I do wonder what it is that makes cats respond so positively to, like, pss, 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 you know? Honestly, Missy's not really been one to respond to it that well. But just now, I did it at her, and she came racing over, which was surprising. Surprising for Miss Picky, that is. Which she is continuing to be. Hopefully we can get to the bottom of her picky eating sooner rather than later. But for now, she keeps eating grass. So... add that to the tally of would not survive in the wild. Reasons Missy would not survive in the wild. Which I am firm on. Do, 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 do. Alright. When your nose is itchy. When the nose is itchy. Speaking of... it's not speaking of itchy, honestly. It's just itchy kind of sounds like knee. You know? Which it isn't itchy, it hurts. My knee hurts. My knee's been hurting for the past day and a half, and I don't know why. I don't know what I've done to it to make it hate me, but it is hurting. Like, I'd be more irritated about it getting in the way of my walks if I couldn't take a walk today anyway, because I, like, got up, was like, okay, I'm gonna go and walk. Let me check the forecast. Rain. It rained, like, the whole afternoon. It literally didn't let up all afternoon. In fact, it's probably raining still now. All things considered, it's probably still raining outside right now. I don't know why it's been raining so heavily this afternoon, but it has been. It just has. Horrible weather. Hopefully we're building up to good weather. Because it feels like for every day of good weather we are getting at the moment, we're getting like 3 days of bad. Which isn't nice, you know? Like, I want nice weather, personally. Personally, in my opinion, I would like nice weather. Like, I'm okay when it's just, like, overcast, you know? Like, that's not great, but, like, it's not pissing it down, at least, but... I don't normally mind the rain that much. Like, now I've started going on walks, it's become more of a thorn in my side. Because if it's raining, I'm not going to go on a walk. Don't want to get wet. That's, that's not ideal. I am much like a British train in the sense that it doesn't want to get snowed upon, and I don't want to get wet, you know? I started trying to press enter instead of A on my controller. No, wet is not fun. It is not. It is not fun at all. But yeah, I guess that's just par for the course with English weather, though. You know, rain all the time. Not really much else to expect, is there? Ugh. Alright. Alright, new villain saga tonight. That'll be cool. Well, I think it's already out, technically, but I'll be watching it tonight. I generally watch a few things before bed. There was a lightning bolt that must have hit pretty close today. She felt a little tremor in the house. Oh, geez, that is concerning. Well, I guess not concerning in the fact that, actually concerning. You know what I mean. I remember, one run of my XY Hardcore Nuzlocke, when the lightning got so bad that my dad was like, Cahir, turn things off. I'm pretty sure my computer thing has surge protection. It was surprising, sure, yeah. Has there been lightning around here? I feel like I've heard some grumbles in the sky, but I'm not sure if I've seen any. Oh, no incrementation this time. Oh, really? You're not sure turning things off would help in a lightning strike? I mean, not like stop the lightning strike, but more just that. I mean, at least I've been told. Brought up on the... No, there are surge protectors. If a lightning strike hits the house, there's every chance that it could, like, overload devices. So, like, you want to turn things off and unplug them. Or I guess unplug them and that turns them off. I don't know. Like, you don't have to turn, like, phones off and stuff. It was more just, like, unplugging, I meant. So there's no issues. But of course unplugging means my computer is turned off. And if my computer's off, I can't stream. There is no CahirLIVE live stream with a turned off computer. You've had the garage door opener get fried, actually melted from a lightning strike. So I know it never hurts to physically unplug things. Yeah, no, that's fair. Not sure if just turning it off helps. No, yeah, I didn't mean just turning it off. That was a generalization of the fact I was streaming and I needed to turn my computer off by unplugging it. That was more what I meant. Should have elaborated more. To not cause confusion, apologies. But yeah, had to unplug stuff. And obviously, leaving computer on means it's plugged in. Right. Which is unideal. Oh yeah, I think I mentioned this the other stream, but as it turns out, the little, like, buggy weaverly thingies that we had in our house were eating something. Basically, a few years ago, we had an issue where there were just a bunch of little brown beetly, like, bugs in the house, and we didn't know where they were coming from, and then it turned out they'd gotten into, like, some bags of flour in our cupboard. Like, basically, all, like, grain that we had that was, yeah, all the grain we had in the house that wasn't in, like, a box or something, just a bunch of these little weaverly guys got into. And they've been around this April. There's just been a bunch of them around, and I've been like, where the hell are these guys coming from? And then when I was getting my Nutella out the cupboard, I realized there are a bunch in that cupboard. So we have, like, two cupboards, like one where we keep, like, crisps and flowers and stuff, and, like, one where we keep, like, sauces, Nutella, spreads, tea, whatnot. But they were in that cupboard instead. So Dad got back and like was like, well, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. Went through it and found that there was like a container of breadcrumbs in the cupboard, which they'd all gotten into. And like you look in the breadcrumbs thing, and it was like a solid like maybe 60% insect. Like they'd gotten through most of it. If you look in, it was like mostly just dark brown, which is like the color of the insects that were in there. So, don't bread your chicken with those. But they've just been everywhere. Like, what was it called? We were having dinner the other day and one just flew past Danny, just clapped his hands and killed it. You're back, you were taking a bath, not literally. What? Burn it now. I mean, yeah, he threw it into the bin outside and emptied out the cupboard entirely. I mean, like, we now keep all of our, like, flour in actual containers. I guess that's a PSA for everyone else to do that as well. Just in case they get infested with insects. Can you not literally take a bath? Is a not literal bath. Remember that last time you thought that you stole a bath? Oh! Oh, I get it. That was a funny joke on my part. Wait, is your bath running? Alright. I tried to take a bath the other week. A new episode of a podcast I wanted to listen to came out. I was like, I know! I'll take a bath with it. And then I remembered that, I don't know. I don't get on well with baths. Because I just get bored easily. No, quick, stop it. Shoot his legs, exactly. You better go catch it. But yeah, no, I got bored very fast of the bath. I'd have since realised that, oh yeah, no, I don't do well with baths anymore, do I? When I was a child, I was fine with baths. Not anymore, apparently. My attention span has been rotted too much. Alright. Sorry, unsure if I'm actually going to get to 2k today. You get the problem. For you, it's you don't fit in yours. Oh no. Yeah, I used to have that problem with our, like, middle floor bath. But, because it was a really small bath. Like, I didn't fit in it when I was, like, 12. Like, it was not a big bath at all. But, we got that bathroom refurbished, so it's now got a shower in it instead. It was a good shower with a big head. But then they did some pipe work, and for some reason that fucked the pressure. So now it's a pretty decent shower. But still with a big head. It's just, there's a lot less pressure there. Do 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 do. Is this shuffled? No. No, it's not. I don't get why it unshuffles itself, but it does. It unshuffles itself, the playlist. It is very intent to not be shuffled for whatever reason. But yeah, I prefer showers. I think it's just because, like, I do better thinking standing up. Like, I can, like, pace around in thought for hours, but, like, if I sit down, for some reason, like, my train of thought quickly grinds to a halt. Maybe I need a standing desk for streams. That'll be interesting. Who knows, maybe I'll invest in a standing desk at some point. Any of you guys got standing desks? Do 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 boo boo. Alright. Well, we're getting to 1900 encounters, which is good, because that was the last year that there was anything good on the radio. You gotta wait till the end of the animation, because I don't want to miss the shiny. I know one day I'm gonna soft reset too early. And I'm not gonna have gotten and I'm gonna lose the shiny. And another loss, oh no. Maybe... You know what, that's bad advice. I was gonna say evolve your Grottle. All you gotta do is evolve your Grottle. You just gotta evolve the Grottle. And then... Earthquake. I remember I tried to do a Badoo solo run of Platinum once, and it didn't work that well, because I got to Gardenia, and all of a sudden I just couldn't do anything. Badoo as a Pokemon is not well set up to beat Gardenia's team. Ugh. Not well set up for that at all. Was talking about this song earlier. You'd imagine not, yeah, but Badoo might be great. But it's, you know, grass. Right. Maybe I'll do another solo run at some point. I should probably wait for a bit though. Maybe I should do a Legends Arceus solo run, just because that would be funny. Oh wait, would that even work? Because... I don't know, it would be an interesting thing to try, just because of the fact that Legends Arceus is, like, a pretty I don't know, its battle system is very much like, you take down your opponent takes down you, you know? It's built for fighting alphas, not for fighting trainers, which is why Volo's fight is so hard, because it's using a system that isn't really meant for trainer fights. Yeah, you don't think it would be winnable? Yeah, I'm not really sure if it would be. I think you have to take the Legendary with you to fight the Origin Legendary. But I feel like that wouldn't be that big of an issue. Alright, now bank's free. Maybe I'll, maybe I'll do it once, Home's out. Get some shinies up to later gens. That's what I'm thinking about. You didn't use the power of friendship and you won? Hell yeah. Alright. Could Nuzlocke it, I reckon. Yeah, no, Nuzlocks have been done a bit. But, solo, maybe not. A Nuzlocke, I don't know, I feel like Nuzlocke begs the question of, like, how do you decide your encounters, you know? Like, what's the deciding factor for, like, who you encounter in an area? Because obviously you can't just run into the grass and get a random Pokemon. Alright. You didn't battle Juniper and win. You didn't use a legendary when fighting Volo when you won. Oh, no, I didn't mean Volo. I meant, you have to take Dialga or Palkia into Spear Pillar when you're fighting the Origin Legendary. It's like actively in the code that you're forced to. If you try to go without it, Kogita's like, hey, you can't do that. So you cannot leave it in the pastures. That's not allowed. Alright. You're using the power of friendship. Hell yeah, best of luck. Alright. It's through camp that you get the friendship stuff in Scarlet Violet, right? Maybe if you do something like Alpha Ride where you spin a wheel of the encounter table? That's what I was thinking, honestly. I was thinking just that. But, I think that'd be a bridge I cross later. Because there are other things I want to do first. Alright. Or more specifically, the power of friendship evolutions. Oh, yeah. I was thinking you meant the, friendship mechanics where, like, you could survive a hit through, like, being besties with your Pokemon. It's an interesting contrast of the way that BDSP do that, and then, like, every other game, like, what's it called? Every other game, with friendship, like, you have to, like, actively do something to raise that stat. But in BDSP, it just happens. You don't have any control. It's involuntary. Fair, like getting around to playing Colosseum, maybe. Maybe! I do want to do that at some point. I don't know, there's a specific spin-off that I want to play. And I might do that after the next series, which you know what it is. I don't know why I'm being secretive about it. I'm very used to being secretive about things for, like, no reason. I guess my worry is like, I don't want to hype myself up too much for it by telling everyone else. Because then I'll probably, like, get uninvested in my Crystal Let's Play. Because I'll be too excited for what's coming next, you know? Emily, hello, how goes it? I hope you've been well. Friendship won you the Cynthia battle in BDSP when you were first playing. I feel like it must have a lot of people. Because, the thing with that Garchomp is, as long as you hit it with, like, a strong enough move after, like, tanking the Earthquake is the only issue. So, Boing boing. Alright. No brains. No brains, no thoughts today. But yeah, Nuzlocks are cool. I've actually been enjoying doing Nuzlocks. Maybe I should talk about Nuzlocks in the Nuzlocke stream, actually. You know, where I'm actually doing the Nuzlocke. It's been fun so far, though. I think I've said it before, but I'll say it again. Crystal's art style, I don't know what it is, but I'm really enjoying Crystal's art style. Did I just go up 2 or 1? I don't know. Your Weavile lived on 1 HP because of friendship and landed a friendship boosted crit. I know code Garchomp, hell yeah. But yeah, moments like that are hypersell. I get why people don't like them and don't want to give in to them, and I feel like that's why it's good to keep it optional, if that makes sense. So friendship can't factor in without you wanting it to. But, like, when it does, it can be really hype. Alright. Just have to stretch quick. I know you love Weavile much more. Hell yeah. I always like that with Pokemon. It's like, there are always just those Pokemon that you don't necessarily have that much of an attachment to. But then all of a sudden, like, they, like, carry you in a playthrough or something. And your appreciation for them just drastically increases. I feel like Geodude's one of those ones for me, honestly. Like, in a recent example, Geodude is very much that kind of Pokemon. Because Rock Candy has been absolutely ace in that Nuzlocke. Like, if you told me a Geodude would be carrying me through Crystal, I wouldn't have believed you. I probably would have, actually. Like Bob the Nidoking, exactly. Are there any others that have happened recently? Magnezone? Magnezone's a big one, actually. Magnezone is very cool. I like Magnezone a lot now. Other than that, I'm not sure. I guess the issue is the other runs I've been doing have been randomizers. And I feel like randomizers, you end up a lot less attached to your Pokemon because they're random. You know? Alright. Do 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 do. Yeah, I'm starting to think I jumped the gun on the 2K. because we've only gotten through about 100 encounters in the past almost 2 hours. You know what, road to 2k doesn't mean I'm gonna hit 2k. So I wasn't technically lying. This wasn't clickbait, guys, I swear. Guys, I swear, this wasn't clickbait, I swear, guys. Guys, I wouldn't click, guys, this isn't clickbait. Right. Okay. You said in a Baneri-loving Discord server that you got a shiny Baneri? Yeah? Alright. I guess Area 0. Just a random question. Did I ever play through New Pokemon Snap? I did not. I did not. I don't know, I thought it looked really nice, but, it never really kind of hooked me, you know? I never really, got the, yeah, it never interested me enough to buy it. So I am not. Maybe that will be a thing to do at some point, but I don't know, yeah, it just looked cool, but that's fair, you started it, never made it through. That's fair, that's fair. It seems like a cool game with a lot of cool ideas and mechanics behind it. It's just, I kind of never really ended up wanting to go out of my way to play it, if that makes sense. I guess it's like a spin-off, it never really interested me that much. But then again, I guess as a spin-off, it's probably the last spin-off we've got, isn't it? Proper new spin-off. Home console spin-off. Because it was released after... Was it released after... Yeah, it must have been released after Super Mystery Dungeon. Not Super Mystery Dungeon. Rescue Team DX. Pokemon... New Pokemon Snap Rules Date. 2021. And yeah. After Arceus? That it is? Yeah, no. No, before Arceus. Arceus was January 2022. Because Scarlet and Violet were late 2022, and they came out the same year. Which is funny, because we're only getting DLC this year. Last year we got 3 games. But, within a year we got 3 games. But this year no games. I'm not a big... I don't mind the drought. Bit of a Pokemon break after getting flooded with a bunch of it. There was nothing more crazy than, a month after Legends Arceus released, that Direct just turned around and was like, oh yeah, by the way guys, Gen 9's coming out. Everyone was being like, there's no way Gen 9 will be coming out when we just got Legends, right? No, it did. Got a lot of other stuff going on this year anyway. Yeah, no, that's fair. I've not, but... I don't mind the drought all the same. And we still got the DLC, and also Tears of the Kingdom, which will be pretty cool. I wonder what we'll be getting winter time for Nintendo this year. Right. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like the Switch is coming to the end of its life at this point. I feel like we're going to get the new console announcement within the next year, I think. Maybe give or take a few months. Like, I think that there's every chance we get it announced June 2024. But I feel like we've got to get the new console announced soon. The Switch is starting to get on in its life. About time it be put to rest. Alright. Don't have another $500 to spend on another console. Please, don't do this, please. I mean, there's going to be a new Switch, but I don't think it's going to be this year. I think it's going to be next year. It's weird to think how old it is, though. We're in less than 10 games for it versus the Wii or the DS series. That's fair. I think I own a lot of... No, I do own a lot of games for it. I guess it doesn't help that, Switch games are rather expensive. Well, on the more expensive side. Next month, Zelda after that Final Fantasy 16, indeed. I'm looking forward to Zelda, but I don't think I'm going to be able to play it on release. I mentioned this before, but I don't have the cash. Hopefully I get to play it sooner rather than later, though. But yeah, no, I have a lot of Switch games. My case holds 10 alone, and it's full. And I have to switch out a game. In fact, I've got another 5 just on the shelf next to me. Just sitting there. I guess my benefit is like... That was one of the cases falling onto the floor. I need to put them on the shelf with the rest of the cases. With the right games inside of all of them. But that's just not happened. What was it called? Yeah, a lot of the franchises I'm attached to are Nintendo franchises. Like, the only non-Nintendo franchise I'd say I'm, like, invested in to any large degree is, Minecraft. And that's not really a franchise. I don't really care about Minecraft outside of Minecraft, you know? I've never played Dungeons, I'm not going to play Legends. But, like, Mario Kart, if you can call that a franchise? I don't know, I feel like everyone gets Mario Kart. All the Pokemon games, Fire Emblem, all that stuff. And then other things I think are cool that I pick up along the way. Like the Tokyo Olympics game. I should play that again. I should. Alright. I just didn't encounter the red.
Better start saving rolling on the floor laughing.
Thank you for the tip, Anonymous. I will. I will put that into the piggy bank of Tears of the Kingdom. I'm a whole 10% of the way there now. Thank you for the $70. Probably like, was that like 50 or so in the UK? But yeah, thank you for that. That's really kind. Hopefully I get some birthday money along with that, and then I might be able to afford it, which would be nice. Although the issue is I'm going to be 22, and I feel like people's birthday gifts start slowing down at that point, you know? Like, you get stuff for your 21st. But by the time you're 22... It was UK-based. As in the tip. So, how much is it in the UK? Tears of the Kingdom. Amazon. You should know. Okay, yeah, 60 quid in the UK. 51 at the moment, but apparently it's discounted. Wait, was that you who tipped, Rob? Obviously don't say if it was you and you don't want to say. Indeed, Arthur, thank you, dude. That was really kind. But yeah, it'd be nice to get it, but I'm not sure I'll get it around release. That's for certain. My like hype for it has like gone up as we got closer, honestly. Like at first I was really like not indifferent, but apprehensive. Because I was kind of worried it would just be... the Pokemon of Zeldas, if that... Pokemon sequels of Zeldas, if that makes sense. Well, like... everything mechanically is the same. Minus a few new gimmicks here and there. And like... got yours for $49.95 on Shop2. Comes with a pretty sick poster. Oh, nice. That is a very good deal, actually. That is, 10 quid less. I don't know, I find Switch games are often 42 quid on Amazon, so... But I'm not sure if they're discounted from market retail price. But yeah, as things have gone on, it's clear that this is going to be like a new game and with a lot of cool new mechanics that I do want to see. Like, I hope that the scenes in the... Before I continue, is there anybody here who wants to go into the game completely blind and would rather I not talk about stuff that have appeared in trailers? Because I know some people are like that. I say that in an almost negative way. I mean that in a positive way. I mean that in like a... if you want to go in like as fresh as possible, that's understandable. I don't know, I was thinking I would try to, but with the fact I'm getting it a month later, I'm going to get spoiled anyway, so I might as well watch the trailers and stuff. Watch the 50-minute analyses videos from all the big YouTubers. Dude, I remember when, You've seen all the trailers, and it hasn't given too much, I don't think. It hasn't, honestly. But there are still some big mechanics that it's implying are there, and I don't want anybody who wants to go in blind to be spoiled, you know? I'm going to assume that if anybody didn't, they would have spoken up by now, so... There's the scene where, like, Sidon's fighting alongside you, and it looks like, Tiba's son, I can't remember his name, is, like, following you around in his segment, and I hope that that means that, you actually have them as, like, companions. Oh, right, you were also, like, carrying people around on, like, horse carts you made with, Magic Hand. Or whatever it's called. Which would give horses more of a use, to be fair. Which would be good for them, since... Especially if you can make cars now. You like Magic Hand? Reminds you of Golden Sun? Oh, no, isn't that like a game... Isaac? Is a name coming to mind? People wanted him in Smash? It seems like a cool ability. Very much an extension of Magnesis. Yep. I'm nice, I was right. Yeah, it seems like an extension of Magnesis, which is cool. What was it called? Yeah, it seems like an extension of Magnesis, which is cool. And I'm looking forward to, like, seeing its applications. You're playing the original Smash, like the Nintendo 64 one? Bankman, then? I'm gonna go with no. It's not a big deal if I'm off by a few encounters anyway. It's not like my timer is accurate. Oh, nice, I hope you enjoy it. I mean, yeah, yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Wait, are you doing it on the original 64 or are you doing it on a Virtual Console? I don't actually know if it's on Virtual Console or not. It might not be. I guess... Do I guess? Emulator. Ah, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I hope that GameCube games are brought to whatever the next console is. Would be good to have. Honestly, I'm surprised they waited so long for Game Boy and Game Boy Color games, and it makes me wonder if the next console's Nintendo Online Pass is going to be like the same as the Switch's, in the sense that it gives you access to all of the same games. I think that would be like a good way of handling it. Because it feels like at the moment, whenever like a new console comes out, the like library of old games on it is just reset, you know? And I think that's rather dumb. But I think it'd be like a strong start if like they bought like more games to like the online pass. That'd be sick. Hopefully on the next console they don't rewrite the eShop Nintendo Switch Online library. Yeah, no, fingers crossed. You're only using Kirby? Hell yeah. But yeah, I don't know. If, like... I feel like it'd be a very Nintendo thing to do to reset it again, honestly. But it'd be cool if they just didn't, you know? If they just kind of carried it over. Continued building upon this library of games. Because that's, like, one of the biggest complaints about Nintendo as, like, a company is just the fact that they don't let you play their older games. That's a... Well, Nintendo do be in Nintendo. They do. How they kind of always run, but it's a shame that they have to run like... They don't have to... It's a shame that they do run like that, because it's annoying, you know? Still... I'm glad that they've not pulled anything like the, Mario... What's it called? I can't remember the name of it. The one with, like, Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, and Mario Galaxy on it. Where it was, like, only available for a limited time. And I'm glad that they've not done that again yet. But I feel like... I wouldn't put it past them to. With the Wii U and Nintendo 3DS eShop gone. 3D All-Stars, right, yeah. But yeah, wrong way. I was actually, on Amazon. It's just listed as... Lowest price I've found is 81 quid. Which is almost double the price of a Switch game here. When you yawn. But yeah, hopefully they don't pull anything like that again. I feel like they got a lot of backlash for it. And the fact that we haven't seen it happen again yet is kind of promising. But by the same token, there's not been like a big event of one of its like big franchises that they might want to do it with. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. Totally forgot about that. Yeah, I did not. They pulled it twice, though, because they did it with the original Fire Emblem as well. Not good stuff, but... Again, it's on brand for Nintendo. Very stingy with older games. Yeah, 60 quid on eBay. That's cheaper than Amazon, because it was 80, up to like 100, 120. But still. Although that's Tears of the Kingdom price, then again. Alright. You killed Master Hand on max difficulty? Hell yeah, GG. But, I mean, yeah, hopefully they don't do it again. Is my only hope. But I guess we'll find out. Time will tell with that one. Hopefully it gives us something we want to hear. Rather than... not. Oh yeah! By the sounds of it, Nintendo might be interested in making more movies of their IPs, which would be cool. I'd be interested to see what they'll cook up with that. What was it called? I think like a Metroid movie would be fun. I've never played any Metroid games, but I'm a big fan of sci-fi, so I think it'd be cool for something like that to be made. Although if it was a Zelda collection, you'd probably grab it Nintendo Cinematic Universe coming then, lol? I hope not. I feel like they're just very 2010 cinematic universes. And I feel like DC are just barking up the entirely wrong tree with trying to do a cinematic universe again, you know? Like, at this point, people are burned out on Marvel. You know? Like, No Way Home did well. But I feel like subsequent movies have been doing worse and worse, right? I don't know, there have been some good ones. There have been some, like, good movies. Well, most people think there haven't, but I think there were a couple of good movies. But I just feel like at this point, we don't need it. They should have just ended with Endgame. But no, because... Although, to be fair, I probably wouldn't have said that they should have ended with Endgame at the time of Endgame, if that makes sense. Like, because at the time of Endgame, I was thinking, oh, cool, there are more arcs that they can adapt. But now the whole thing just kind of feels aimless, you know? Like, it felt it felt like they were working towards something before, but now it kind of doesn't. Then at the end of Phase 1, they Smash Bros. Movie. Oh, yo, and Jason Momoa can be in it as Steve Minecraft. Because he is gonna be Steve Minecraft. He's been cast as Steve Minecraft. They're making a live-action Minecraft movie. Why is it live-action is my question. I was like... Oh, okay. When they were like, the Minecraft movie. But live-action? How do you make a live-action Minecraft movie? Half the point of it is that it's like a world made of blocks. Like, are they just going to be on, like, a set the whole time? Made of blocks? Or is the Minecraft movie not going to be made of blocks? In which case... What? What? Calling it. Dream is going to have a cameo. Phil's a Minecraft, or like Grion or Mumbo probably deserve it more, but Dream's gonna have a cameo. Although, to be fair, I feel like maybe, he doesn't stand that much of a chance, depending on, like, how they rate the movie, and they can't. It can't be a mature movie, because it's Minecraft, you know? So, you hope there'll be a Kirby movie. That would be fun. I think it would be cool for there to be a Kirby movie, just because I'd like to see what Eldritch Horror it ends with. But yeah, I'm just interested to see what kind of Minecraft movie they could make, you know? Like, would it be about taking down the Ender Dragon? They've kind of already done a plot line. Well, there already exists a plot line where a wither kind of goes and wreaks havoc on the world. So I feel like they couldn't just do another one of those, you know? So, like, what are they gonna... Is Steve Minecraft gonna come to the real world and strangle someone for not being made of blocks? That would be fun. Zelda movie where everyone hates Link's voice, who is now not a mute. Yeah, no, I think that's the, I was gonna say that. I was gonna bring that up. I feel like I don't want them to do a Zelda movie, just because they would give Link a voice, you know? At the least, if they do, they should bring back the guy who goes like, "Excuse me, princess." I don't know the voice actor's name, but it should be him. Minecraft movie script. Green Teletubby is chased by 5 people. Oh no. Oh god, please no. I don't know. I feel like the best way they can handle it, is by, like, making Link properly, like, mute, so he signs the whole time. I think that would be really cool. Shadow Gaming, hello! How goes it? I hope you've been well. We're talking about the fact that, Nintendo were interested in making more films after the success of Mario. And how Tom Holland's gonna play Link. Or should it be Chris Pratt? I think it should be Chris Pratt. And they keep having Chris Pratt play, like, Kirby, Samus, Tom Nook, and Isabelle, actually. Marth. And then he can be the only actor in the Smash Bros. Movie. I think that would be a great series of events. Honestly, it would be kind of cool to see Link using sign language the whole movie. But I feel like it'd get expensive to localize. You need to reshoot every scene constantly, etc. That's a good point, actually. Had not considered that. An F-Zero movie would be hype AF, though. It would be, but I'm gonna keep it real with you, Chief. I don't think we're getting an F-Zero movie. I feel like F-Zero as a franchise has kind of been left in the dust. Love it or hate it. I'd be surprised if they made one just because... Who would the... like, Nintendo's target audience is children. No children know what F-Zero is anymore. Like, none of the target demographic. They probably would, actually. That'd be a decent chunk of the, target demographic who, like, knew what F-Zero was. But none of them would be going to, like, see it because they played F-Zero, if that makes sense. Which means it wouldn't make as much money, because it would just be, like, kids who watch TikTok enough to get the references. Can you see my team? What team? I'm shiny hunting. My team is irrelevant here. The only relevance is my Mew with full swipe. And also praying. Because I don't have any status moves. But the Falcon Punch... it'd be cool. I just don't see it happening. Like, if they don't want to make an F-Zero game, why would they want to make an F-Zero movie is the issue. Alright. Alright. Yeah, but they might make one, Metroid died and it's actually starting to come back. But the last Metroid game was, like, a lot before. It was a lot after the last F-Zero, was it? Actually, I don't know that. I can't say that for certain. I don't know, I feel like Metroid's stuck in the public consciousness more than F-Zero has. But I guess there's still a chance. Like, I don't know, I feel like they're in different camps, F-Zero and Metroid. Like, I feel like I've heard more appreciation for Metroid and stuff, so it makes sense that Metroid eventually came back. But F-Zero, I feel like, is on shakier turf. But maybe, like, I don't really know much about either franchise, so I might just be talking out my arse here. What would a Fire Emblem movie be like, I guess is the question. Like, what would they base it on? You know, would they, like, just do the Arcania story again? Would they just rehash Marth's adventure once more? Or, like, would they do something else? Because I feel like at this point, Marth isn't the most recognizable Fire Emblem lord. As much as they'd like him to be. Would they make, like, a brand new Fire Emblem story specifically for the silver screen? Because you could do that. That'd be, like, a reasonable thing to do, you know? The golden route of Fire Emblem Three Houses is actually a movie. No, more recent. Reckon it would be Awakening based. I could see that happening. I could definitely see it being Awakening based. But, you decree this Regice to be shiny if the chess stream will never happen. The chess stream's never happening anyway. I decree if this Regice is not shiny, the chess stream will never happen. Alright. They should make a chess movie. That would slap. Chess movie would be great. You have priority because you were first and you have Rob on your side, do you? Or is Rob being dragged into this against as well? Alright. And you have got an anime on your side? Maybe that's how they do the Minecraft movie. It's not Minecraft, it's surrounding Minecraft. Or like Tetris. Something about the community or the speedrun scene or something, maybe? I don't know, I feel like when I hear Minecraft movie though, and with Jason Momoa being cast as the lead actor in it, it tells me that Jason Momoa is going to play Steve. Because I'm going to be blunt, Jason Momoa is a good cast for Steve. Like, that is a good casting. If I had to cast Steve Minecraft, I'd choose him as well. I'd rather not cast anyone for Steve Minecraft, though. Why are we making a Minecraft movie? You're tired? Understandable, Brugger. I hope you have a great rest. Am I kidding? Disney is an investor. Aquaman will play every character. Oh, that's a good point. Are they just going to paint his skin green for zombies? That'd be funny. Right. I think it'll be interesting to see what it'll be like. I don't have high hopes, but I'm interested to see what it's going to be like. It's interesting to see that we're in very much a video game adaptation, like, period, though, if that makes sense. Like, it started with Detective Pikachu, and then kind of, like, steamrolled from there, it feels like to me. Or maybe I'm just incorrect there, but, like, I feel like especially after, like, Sonic succeeded, everybody started wanting a piece of the pie. So now we're getting a Five Nights at Freddy's movie, the Minecraft movie's finally actually doing something, Nintendo now want to make more movies, you know? It's gonna... The Last of Us adaptation was really, really good. Even though that wasn't a movie. But, you know what I mean. Like, it feels like we're getting into, like... It feels like we're leaving the superhero era that we kind of found ourselves in, and are now moving into a video game era. Much to, like, the dismay of DC, I'm sure. I feel like if they just stuck in their lane, chucked out, like, a few Batman and Superman movies, they'd do fine, you know? But, like, they just want to do a cinematic universe, because that's what Marvel's doing, you know? And Marvel saw success with that. But at this point, no one cares about cinematic universes anymore. It's just not something people are as interested to see. I keep on, digging at DC for doing it. I just think it's because they had something good going with the Joker and the Batman. And Suicide Squad, honestly. The Suicide Squad. Why are all their good movies the thing? I guess we'll know if the next Superman will be good, because it'll be called The Superman. There's nothing wrong with having a central universe, but you either need to ease it in super slowly, or just do it as Easter eggs. Make strong solo movies first, exactly. That's what Marvel did, I think. I don't know, I guess I was like 7 when Iron Man came out. But like, they didn't really market it as that until Avengers, right? It was never like, oh yeah, it's going to be a cinematic universe until Avengers came along. And then it didn't. Everyone was like blown off their feet as they were like, wow, this is a possibility. And then every other company were like, wait, we need to get in on this. And then proceeded to just not get it. Marvel had it planned out. But even if you don't intend to do it first, people love your movies, then a crossover will do great instead of shit. Exactly. Instead of lead into it really weird by having a solo movie, a crossover movie, between an established character and a character established because people know who it is, but it's actually a different form of the character. And then immediately after that, go into an ensemble movie. Oh wait, no, that was also Wonder Woman. Still though. To your knowledge, they had the entire Endgame arc planned out since like the second Iron Man movie. That's fair. That's good on them for that. How did they have it planned all the way to Endgame? And yet they didn't bother planning out the Star Wars trilogy. That was 3 movies in comparison to like a whole cinematic universe. How do they manage that? How do they manage to fumble the bag that bad? But hey, new Star Wars Visions, and I'm like 90% sure Aardman Animation are doing one of the things in it. Which is pretty cool. As in, like, the makers of Wallace and Gromit are making a Star Wars episode. To my knowledge, they had the 8th Star Wars movie planned out by the time they released the 9th one. Yo, Wallace in space. That was literally the first Wallace and Gromit Kepler. That was the first one. Wallace and Gromit went to space immediately. Helped up Wallace's canon. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it just because of the Aardman one. But like, the last Star Wars Visions was really, really good. There were some drier stories to it, but like, most of them are great. Return of the Robot. I hope the robot has a cameo. I bet there will be. I bet there will be cameos of, like, Shaun the Sheep. Maybe there'll be a cameo of, the little alien guy from the second Shaun the Sheep movie. I wonder if anyone else gets that reference. I wonder if anyone else saw that in cinema but me. Done it today, these are the wrong bloody trousers, exactly. Yoda. Wrong trousers are these. Gromit. Wensleydale. People have started to do Wallace and Gromit edits into things like Outer Wilds and Hitman lately, and I love that they're entering meme culture. Yeah, I think you sent the Outer Wallace one. I remember the one where they edited Wallace and Gromit into Star Wars. They edited Wallace instead of Palpatine, and that was a good one. But yeah, I feel like there's another Wallace and Gromit coming out at some point, right? Wallace and Gromit. Yeah, there's a new film coming. But, I don't think it's, like, got a confirmed date or anything yet. But it'd be cool for another one. I'll toss the Hitman one into the memes on the Discord. Reminder, advertise Discord. No, it's fine, Nightbot does it. You see, I can just make Nightbot do all the mentions and, like, never mention it myself, and that'll do all the advertising it needs. I feel like most people who, come to stream see the Discord, honestly. There is no need to advertise it as of yet, I feel. Nightbot, wake up. I mean, Nightbot did it about 2 minutes ago. I don't think there'll be another Discord announcement for another 15 minutes-ish. I believe that's how common... Yeah... Wait, maybe not. I don't actually know how often the Discord ones are supposed to be, but they're like... every once in a while. It tells you more often to subscribe. No, he needs to bully him, don't worry. I don't get the Nightbot hate. Everybody hates Nightbot. Don't get why. Just don't understand. Right. You're so neutral about Nightbot. Hell yes. Finally, a not negative opinion. I'll take it. Acquaintances at best. Alright. Sorry, just thinking about where I'm going to end up. Yeah, I don't think we're getting to 2K this stream. But technically, the title is that we're on the road to 2K. Which is true. Being on the road to Disney World doesn't mean you're going to arrive at Disney World. It might disappear before then. Mysteriously just fade away. You know how it is with Disney World. Right. Do 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 do. All right. That's a thought, honestly. Yeah, maybe not. I was gonna say, I feel like stuff like Last of Us just got remade like 17 times. You know, didn't Horizon Zero Dawn get a PS5 remake, or am I just thinking of the sequel? I might just be thinking of the sequel, honestly. But it feels like remasters are like abound at the moment, you know? So I wonder if we'll get a Breath of the Wild remaster on the next console. I feel like probably not. I don't think Nintendo are the kind of people to do that. I just hope that whatever we get after Tears of the Kingdom is a new thing. I feel like it's got to be at that point, though, right? Like, yeah, you think there's a remaster as well as Forbidden West? Ah, fair, that makes sense. I need to play Horizon Zero Dawn. Did I get that? I got a few games for my PS4, but I've not played them yet. I need to. But BSP does use system time as a seed, right? It doesn't use time since the game start as the seed. I don't know. I have no idea about the mechanics of that kind of stuff. I know that... What's it called? I know that Emerald does something similar to that, because there are like the shiny frames where if you like run into the grass at the right time, you'll get a shiny. Like on the right frame, you'll get a shiny all the time. But I feel like BDSP can't function off that, surely. So, probably not. An encounter is an encounter. I mean, yeah, for like... I don't think it's time since game start. I feel like that would have been known a long time ago. And, yeah. RNG systems used by computers need a random starting seed. The seed is the same sequence of random The seed is the same. The sequence of random numbers are identical. All the games which used time since game start as seed, which could cause shiny resetting to take forever, since there was no shiny frames for the first minute or so after launching it. Ah, okay, yeah, I get what you mean now. Yeah, no, I think it's just system time and whatnot. I don't think it's time since game start. I mean, it's built off of Platinum, so it's probably whatever Platinum has. If it uses system time, then the shiny frames are random each time, since IRL frames are passing year. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it's just built... I'm pretty sure the games are just built off of Platinum. So... Whatever Platinum is, these are. More or less. Alright, I think we'll go to 1970. The last year there was anything good on TV. Platinum wasn't this buggy, you disagree. I mean, yeah, but that's in, like, the translation to, 3D, isn't it? Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Skyrim. We gotta go back here! That was a really shit Doc impression. Alright. Marty wasn't related to Doc, was he? Doc was just his, like, old man friend, right? You're curious what files in BDSP correlate to DPPT files. I don't know, but I know that these games were really easy to mod, because people just modded Platinum, then transferred the mods across to these. Or at least that's what I've heard, so... I don't know how accurate that is, but... And it makes sense, because there are a lot of, like, quite far along modding projects for these games, so... Aside from the core audio files, as they make you download the entire game soundtrack, so they didn't want to pay for the bigger cartridge. Wait, what? Really? Really? Huh. There are some theories that Doc is Marty. That makes sense. In the fact that it makes sense that there are theories. I'm not sure if Doc being Marty makes sense. But, like, I can see why people would draw that conclusion. Because it's time travel. Wait, no, that doesn't make sense. ×2 unstatic for that. That cartridge in your Switch right now does not have any modern tracks in it. The Day 1 update has the soundtrack. Try putting it in an unmodified Switch without updating it. You see, I don't have access to that, to do that, but that's whack. That really is something. I feel I don't know how correct I am, but I have a hunch. I have a theory. I can't guarantee that it's right or anything, because obviously we've never been able to look behind the curtain of game development. Yeah, we can't look behind the curtain of, like, game development of how these Pokemon games were developed. But I think Legends Arceus was the original game that was meant to come out. But either Nintendo stepped in, Nintendo, the Pokemon company, stepped in and were like, no, we think we can make more money from just a straight up remake. We want someone on that as well. So they got Ilka on it. Or it started looking like Legends Arceus wouldn't meet the holiday season, at which point they got Ilka on it. That, or it's just because Ilka... What do Ilka have under their belt other than home? That's not... Alright. I think they did some ports. Yeah, looks like it. Yeah, looks like they had a hand in Near Reincarnation, which was a mobile game. They've been credited in Nier Automata, but I'm guessing they didn't. Oh, they didn't. Yeah, that was by Platinum Games. Yeah, it looks like... I'm guessing that they just had a hand in. Like, they've been, like, contracted to, like, help with make games up until this point. Up until BDSP was put on them, at which point they had to develop all of those. Not all of those, but, like, port Diamond and Pearl to the Switch, basically, with massive updates to graphics and whatnot. And yeah, the rest is history. But yeah, for whatever reason, these be like this. I find it funny because it feels like people were nagging for Diamond and Pearl remakes much more than Ruby Sapphire. And then this is what they got. Like, I never wanted these games. I was fine just living with Gen 4, because Gen 4 are pretty solid generations. The Monkey's Paw, however, heard what everybody wanted, and was quick to curl. You've noticed the hype for Gen 5 remakes has died too, lol. It seemingly has. But it hasn't completely. Like, I've seen a lot of people still talking about Gen 5 remakes. Surprisingly, in given how much these games are hated. Like, I feel like the hype for the Gen 5 remake should die. Because we don't want another one of these. But, like, I don't know. I think these are fine. My hot take. They're okay. A lot of people act like they're really, really bad. But, like, overall, I don't think they're that bad. And although they're, like, buggy, I'm uninclined to call them a buggy mess. Because other than a few crashes here and there, which, like, obviously isn't a good thing, you generally have to go out of your way for most of the bugs. Like, I'm not sure if the game even crashed on me when I was playing it. Honestly, I prefer to see some way of accessing older games rather than remakes. Since remakes were, started to get older games onto newer hardware. No, yeah, I'm 100% on board with that, honestly. I'd much rather a black and white, like, port or something than a full-on remake of it. Only Pokemon mainline game you've not finished. That's fair. Hell, look it into home. Let me bring my Unova team into Kanto. Not sure that one's gonna slide. With the dex cut. Alright, I'm gonna take a drink quickly. Honestly, I don't even mind the dex cut. Wait, give me a moment. I don't even mind the dex cut. Like, most mainline games are gonna have like 400 plus DLC Pokemon in them, and that's like bigger than any Pokedex we had prior. And like, they were gonna have to bite the bullet at some point. Like, they can't add... Like, eventually there's going to be too many Pokemon to, like, reasonably put into a new game. Especially, like, if... I mean, we've not really got many graphics updates, but, like, if we were to get graphics updates, that wouldn't really work. Because you're going to have to meticulously test every single Pokemon and all their animations to make sure there's no fuck-ups. At least. I think it would... So, I just think it's fine. It makes Pokemon games where your favorites are, like, actually available more special as well, I think. Alright. Almost at 1970. I think it's clear from Scarvi, they didn't meticulously test anything. I mean, yeah, but I think that's because they didn't have the chance. Also, actually, I'm gonna counter that. I think that the Pokemon animations are some of the cleanest parts of the game. Like, I get this dunking on Scarlet and Violet's the fun part, but I feel like the Pokemon animations themselves aren't a problem. The Pokemon are, like, one of the best parts of the game. They look great. Yeah, they look great. Again, I think it's easy as as people who didn't develop the games to, like, add our critiques. And be like, well, if they didn't do this, then they should have just done this. But I feel like it's just not that simple. I think it's fair to acknowledge the problems that are in a game, but don't make your own solutions. Alright. But yeah, that was the last encounter for the stream, I think. So I will be ending for now. But yeah, thank you all for coming. This was a fun one. I hope you all had a great time, because I certainly did. We'll be back on Wednesday with some Pokemon Crystal, some more of the Pokemon Crystal Nuzlocke. So I do hope to see you guys there, because we'll be taking on Morty, and then probably going down to Olivine. I'm not sure how much we'll get through, but I'd recommend checking it out, because the Crystal Nuzlocke has been very fun so far. But yeah, thank you all for coming. I hope you all had a great time, and I will see you all Wednesday. Goodbye, and good night.